Imagine you're making a series of completely unrelated choices. We think that every time a new option appears, our brain wipes the slate clean, hits a mental reset button, and evaluates the new information from zero. But look closely at what actually happens. When you select choice A, that previous decision doesn't instantly vanish. A faint trace remains active. Even if the next choice is unrelated, that lingering mental ghost drifts forward, nudging your hand. This suggests that when we process decisions in rapid succession, we are far less objective than we feel. What happened moments ago is actively shifting the baseline for your next move, creating a ripple effect through your entire decision-making process. Psychologists called this carryover effect serial dependence. To measure exactly how this works, researchers from Yale University and Georgia Tech published a study in the journal Cognition in 2026. To illustrate the scale, they didn't rely on one test. They mapped 26 experiments, gathering data from nearly 2,000 participants. Researchers tracked people repeatedly judging tiny, resetting differences in perception tasks back to back, like whether a line was tilted left or right. Across all of those data points, the evidence showed that past responses do not fade away. They consistently warp how a person perceives the very next task. But the researchers discovered a second, potentially more volatile variable driving this momentum: confidence. Here, two parallel tracks leave a decision. High certainty carries forward into the next question, inflating how sure you feel, a confidence leak. Crucially, these tracks aren't independent. Choice and confidence merge and twist together, directly interacting before striking the next node. When the researchers forced a change in the participants' actual choice, they observed that the carryover of confidence became noticeably weaker. Conversely, when they altered the participants' confidence rating, the carryover effect of the choice could actually reverse its direction entirely. The study maps a reality where your past actions and your past feelings collaborate to dictate your future output. So why would human cognition evolve to let past choices contaminate future decisions? A separate 2026 study published in Nature Human Behaviour looked at how we use episodic memory, and it provides an answer. Consider the physical world. Environments usually change gradually. If the world is continuous, carrying recent information forward is a highly efficient survival adaptation. The brain preserves a rich, lingering record of the immediate past because it cannot know in advance which specific details will become useful in the next moment. The brain uses this specific form of bias to prioritize speed and adaptability, relying on the immediate past to navigate the present. This evolutionary feature only fails when the environment abruptly changes, but your brain blindly applies the old context anyway. We need to be careful with the science here. The 2026 serial dependence study focused on highly controlled perception tasks. It does not prove that major life choices, like dating or careers, are strictly governed by your last decision. But those lab results serve as a powerful analogy for everyday cognitive misfires. Go on one terrible date or make one bad financial investment, and your brain is much quicker to reject the next opportunity. A single recent emotional experience gets assigned far more weight than the present reality actually deserves. Yesterday's highly useful survival data transforms into today's unfair bias when we fail to recognize we have entered a genuinely new situation. We cannot stop the brain from storing past decisions, but we can consciously override the internal algorithm. This diagram shows our flawed mental loop. Make a decision, carry confidence forward, repeat. To fix this, we break the loop open. We force a pause to insert new evidence, redirecting the path into an update phase before the next choice. The next time you are about to make a significant choice, you can trigger that update phase by asking yourself one diagnostic question. Am I choosing this, or am I simply continuing the last decision? The smartest decision is the one that successfully breaks the chain of mental momentum, allowing new information to actually change your mind.